King Solomon, the wise and renowned son of David, ascended Israel's throne at a time of peace and prosperity. He was not only a ruler but a visionary, inheriting his father's greatest dream to build a permanent sanctuary for God, a place where the divine presence would dwell among the people. This dream had lingered in the hearts of the Israelites for generations, ever since their days wandering the desert with the portable tabernacle. Now Solomon was determined to make it a reality. With peace established throughout the land, the sacred duty fell to Solomon to erect a magnificent temple in Jerusalem, a structure that would inspire awe for centuries. This was no ordinary project. It was the most ambitious construction ever undertaken in Israel's history. Solomon summoned Israel's elders and the heads of all the tribes, calling together the most respected leaders from every corner of the nation. Alongside them came the family chiefs, journeying with their households to Jerusalem, answering the king's call for a momentous occasion. It was the 7th month, a season of festival and expectation, when the city was alive with anticipation and the air was thick with hope. The priests and Levites prepared to carry the Ark of the Covenant, Israel's most sacred object, symbolizing God's presence and law revered above all else. Alongside the ark, they brought the ancient sacred furnishings, each item handled with utmost care and reverence. A solemn procession began, winding through the streets of Jerusalem, watched by thousands who lined the roads in silent awe. Inside the ark were only the 2 stone tablets Moses had placed at Horeb, the 10 Commandments, God's covenant with his people, a reminder of their sacred bond. The ark journeyed from the city of David, carried with great care to its new and permanent home in the temple, a place built to honor the Lord. An immense crowd followed, their faces filled with reverence and awe, united in witnessing this once-in-a-lifetime event. Countless sacrifices were offered along the way. Incense and prayer filled the air, rising like a fragrant offering to the heavens as the people prayed for blessing. National unity was palpable as the symbol of their faith moved to its final resting place, binding the people together in shared purpose and hope. The people felt a profound sense of destiny, knowing they were part of a moment that would echo through generations. The ark's arrival marked a new chapter for Israel, a sacred milestone in their journey as a nation chosen and cherished by God. The priests carried the Ark of the Covenant with great reverence into the temple's inner sanctuary, the Holy of Holies, moving slowly and solemnly, aware of the sacredness of their task and the history they were fulfilling. They placed the Ark beneath the wings of the golden cherubim, whose outstretched forms symbolized protection and the mystery of God's presence. As the priests withdrew from the sanctuary, a dense, radiant cloud suddenly filled the temple. The Shekinah glory, the visible sign of God's presence among his people, just as he had promised. The priests could not stand to minister. They were overwhelmed by the sheer power and holiness of the moment, unable to remain in the presence of such divine majesty. God himself was consecrating his new house, showing his acceptance of the temple as a place where he would dwell and meet with his people. His glory filled every corner of the temple, just as it had filled the tabernacle generations before, linking the past to this new era of worship. For Israel, this was profound reassurance. Their God was present, not distant, and he had chosen to dwell among them in a tangible, unmistakable way. The temple became a visible anchor of faith, a place where generations would come to seek God, offer sacrifices, and remember his promises. God's enduring covenant love was on display for all to see, a reminder that his faithfulness would never fail. The house was now truly God's dwelling among his people, a beacon of hope, unity, and divine presence for all of Israel. Solomon blessed the assembly, recalling God's promise to David. A son would build his house, now fulfilled. He stood before the altar, hands raised to heaven, leading Israel in worship. Solomon's prayer was central. He asked God to hear prayers from this place, prayers for forgiveness, justice, deliverance, and reign. He pleaded for God's mercy on all who sought him here. Solomon humbly acknowledged heaven cannot contain God, much less this house. Yet he prayed God's eyes would always be on the temple, his presence abiding. It was a moment of gratitude, humility, and hope. Solomon's vision reached beyond Israel. He prayed for foreigners who would come, drawn by God's great name. He asked God to hear their prayers so all peoples might know and fear him. The temple was to be a beacon for the world. This foreshadowed a greater truth, the coming of Jesus, God with us, the true temple. 1 Kings 8 is foundational, God dwelling with his people, pointing to the ultimate fulfillment in Christ. Now his presence is, with believers always, a promise fulfilled. Are you ready for the next chapter? Just click here to go straight to it.